So I'm at work, and the one of the like machine parts places that we get our parts from. I put in an order on Saturday, and they called me today and said it was ready to be picked up. So I go to Granger, and I'm like, all right, hey guys, give me the belt that I ordered, and they're like, cool. So they do, and then I remember, oh man, I gotta mail these headshots out for all the people who donated to have them for Maluthon or whatever. And there's a post office right next door to Granger, so I'll just go here and mail these. Well, I run into the post office, and first of all, it's already a weird post office. It's like these ladies. It's like a craft shop that also has a post office inside of it. Kind of like those laundromats that have UPSs, or not UPSs. Those laundromats that have like what do you call like U-Hauls? So like one of those types of places. So I was like, all right, whatever, man. And they were like, well, before you mail something, we just have to let you know that we're only accepting cash. And I was like, okay, well, where's the nearest ATM? And she's like, it's over there at the bank across the street. And I was like, all right, not a big deal. I'll go to the bank across the street. So I walk across the street. I get to the bank, and I walk through like the drive-up ATM, the ATM that like you go through in your car. I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works, but they only accepted cash. So I was, oh no, this is important. So they only accepted cash. It's like, we only accept cash, so you'll have to, I was like, all right, where's the nearest ATM? Because I only have $5. And she's like, well, the ATM's across the street. I was like, all right, cool. So I walk across the street to the ATM, like legit across the street, like steps, just on the other side of the street in front of us. And I get to the bank, and I walk up to like the drive-through ATM, and I get my $40 or whatever, because I don't know how much it costs to mail something. I live in 2018. Well, then I get my money, and I take a look at this, and it's got like a really blocky credit card spot, and I was like, you know what, I should check for a skimmer. I usually do. I'd already gotten my money, but I decided to check anyway. So I pull on like the credit card part to see if if it's loose or anything, and the whole fucking ATM comes open. And I was like, oh shit, this whole ATM is open. It's not locked at all. So I was like, well, that's not good. That's not good. So I should go tell somebody, because now it looks like I'm up to no good. So I walk into the Frost Bank, and I'm like, hey guys, by the way, your ATM is open. And they're like, what? And they were just like desk teller ladies. So naturally they start tripping out. They're like, what do you mean our ATM's open? It's just unlocked? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I just, pulled on it, and the whole thing came up. Like, it's completely open. As if, like, you guys were putting in money or something. Like, I know it was bad, because when I opened it, like, the screen changed, and it was like, now entering admin setting menu or whatever. And I was like, oh shit. So I was like, yeah, it's open. And they're like, show us. So I go out there with these ladies, and I'm like, all right, here you go. Look, and I lift it open. They're like, oh my god. And I was like, all right, well, now you've seen it. I got to go. Because I was at work. Like, I was on the clock and everything. I was like, I got to go. And she's like, no, you don't. You got to stay. I was like, what do you mean? I got to go. And I walk inside, and she's on the phone. She's calling the police, who just so happen to be, like, the back side of the same building that we're already in is the police station and fire department. And so the cop just walks around the building, and he asks me some questions. I show him as well. And then I go back inside, and they watch the footage, and you see my dumbass just take money, and then be like, and the whole thing come up, and me be like, close it, and then run inside. So I was like, see, there you go. I'm obviously innocent. So after like 45 minutes, they were like, all right, you're good to go. So I walk back to the fucking post office across the street. I open the door. I was like, hey, fuck you guys. For real. You guys, this is your fault. And they were like, what are you talking about? I was like, you didn't see me just almost get arrested across the street? And they were like, no, it's crazy. So I told them, as I'm writing out the addresses, what had happened. And then right at the end, I was like, all right, how much is it to mail all this? And she was like, $3. I was like, what do you mean $3? I told you earlier I had $5 and you didn't say anything to me. I could have avoided this whole fucking fiasco if you just would have let me know when I said I only had $5 that it wasn't going to be $5. That shit was so whack, dog. It was so whack. I immediately called my mom and was like, can you believe this shit that just happened to me? And she was like, that is ridiculous. And that only would happen to somebody like you. I was like, why, dog? What did I do to deserve this kind of thing? I don't know. That's ridiculous. That's so whack. I know, man. I was like, I even called Ben to be like, fuck you, dude. Your stupid headshots almost landed my ass in jail. But yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen the inside of an ATM. And I was like this close to taking a picture of it with my phone or like snapping it. But I was like, then it looks really bad if I'm on the video camera and I'm like taking pictures of the inside of this ATM with my phone. Do you really call your mom dog? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, I do. The way me and my mom talk, I'm like, yo, what's up? What's up, bitch? She's like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, fam, what's going on, dog? What you tripping? I was like, can you believe this? I opened this fucking ATM, and then I had to talk to cops, and these old-ass craft ladies, they were out to get me, and my mom's like, uh-huh, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, I know, Mom, what the hell? Shit was so whack. Yeah, man, I went and told my boss, or like the GM at the store, who I was, in her store for that day. And I told her what had happened, and she just laughed. She was like, that's amazing. I was like, no, it's not amazing, guys. I'm like an hour behind on my work today because of some nonsense. I was just doing them a solid. I hope all their money gets stolen. Fuck those guys. Frost Bank, not about it. And they charged me $2 because it wasn't my bank to use their ATM. Like, I feel like they should have at least given me $2.